Well, it's a beautiful, crisp, bright, sunny January day, and I'm on my way to distract myself on the day of Donald Trump's inauguration by interviewing our amazing cover artist for the 2017 Earth Pathways Diary and Calendar, Ruth Gray, who just happens to live in my hometown of Belper. Hi Ruth, can you tell us a little bit about yourself to start with, do you think?
Well, I was a designer for 12 years in the fashion industry, and then my husband got offered a job in Australia, so I went over there and there was no jobs available for me in the outback, so I decided to do what I always wanted to do and be an artist. So I've been doing that since 2003.
Fantastic. And how long were you in Australia?
6 years.
6 years. And why did you come back here?
Family. Yeah.
Family. Oh, lovely. Okay. Can you describe your work? You got a succinct way of describing it?
I paint town and landscapes in acrylic, and my main influences are history and a bit of mystery. Mm-hmm. So I like old buildings, I like ancient, at the moment I'm a bit obsessed with ancient woodlands, so and I think the painting of the Earth Pathways Diary has set me off on a tangent now, so I'm doing lots of figures in the landscape, so yeah.
Oh, lovely. Well, the little artist in the picture, we couldn't tell whether it was a young person or an older person, but the fact that she was sitting looking out at the landscape and painting, and it was just so perfect. That's one of the reasons everyone was immediately went for that. It was lovely. When you were growing up, what did you want to do or be when you were older?
From day one, I wanted to be an artist. Right from day one.
Wow.
So my aunt is an artist, and she used to give me Winsor and Newton watercolours and take me out into the New Forest painting. So that was it. That's all I wanted to do.
Fantastic. Okay. And what inspires you most, and why is that?
Well, it's light, really. You know, like the way the light plays on water, or the light filters through trees, or how it will illuminate the dingiest of buildings. That's what inspires me. So
fantastic. Who do you most admire, whether it's an artist or somebody else, and why do you admire them?
I've been watching Norman Ackroyd a lot on What Artists Do All Day on the BBC. So while I'm painting, he's painting in the background on my iPad. But
Wow.
I just think he's always been an artist,
Mm-hmm.
and he just lives, eats and breathes his work and the landscape, and I love that idea of being like him.
Fantastic. And have you got artists? You said about your auntie being an artist. Have you got other relatives who are artists? Is it run in the family for generations?
Apparently, we've got family that came over from Ireland. I'm not sure. It's early 20th century, and but he threw his paints over the side of the boat before he landed. So, but his occupation's listed as artist on his birth certificate, yeah. But he never painted again, apparently.
Maybe he knew that he wouldn't be able to make a living. And oh, that's quite sad, actually,
yeah.
Isn't it? Oh. So, I know the answer to this, obviously. Where are you based? But for our readers, where are you based? And does your location influence your work in any way?
I'm based in Belper in Derbyshire, and ever since I'm always inspired by where I live, so it doesn't matter wherever I've lived. But I'm especially inspired by the Derwent Valley because of its history and the beauty of the landscape.
We're just so privileged to live in such a beautiful place, aren't we? Incredibly. I suppose the only thing that would be better would be a bit nearer the sea.
No, I'm not bothered about the sea. No, my husband's, he was born in Hastings.
Uh-huh.
He'd love to be by the sea, but I don't care.
The sea doesn't particularly inspire you, no?
I like mountains and a bit of rain and drizzle, so...
Fabulous. Oh. Well, that sort of leads us a bit on to the next question, which was, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
here.
Here. So you're completely in your happy place here.
I am, yes.
Yeah.
Although my husband wants to retire to Australia, so you never know. We might end up back over there, but for now, this is where I want to be. This is where I wanted to be when I was in Australia too. So
fantastic. So it's a bit deep and philosophical. If you had the power to change anything in the world, this is quite a day to be talking about this, I feel, isn't it?
Yes.
A bit of a scary day. If you had the power to change anything in the world, what would you change?
Considering the day that it is, anybody who is sceptical of climate change, I would quite like them to change their mind on that. That would be one thing,
Absolutely.
if I could.
Yeah. And what's your biggest indulgence?
Oh, I have so many.
Cake?
Probably a glass of red wine at the weekend.
Red wine. At the weekend, wow. Can you tell us what your positive vision for the future would be? I know there's a lot of negative stuff at the moment, not a fear or a prediction. What would your hope or wish be?
I just think look to nature. You know, if you look to nature, you can't go far wrong, can you? That's how I keep positive.
Good. Yeah. And have you got a saying or a motto at all that's close to your heart or that you live by?
You only live once.
Only live once. I'll get on with it. Yeah. I love it. Fantastic. That's the end of my questions.
There you go.
Do you think I've missed out anything that would be really nice to include in an interview?
I don't know, really. I think that's fine, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Ruth currently has a solo exhibition at Dada, Derby Dance Centre in Chapel Street in the middle of Derby until the middle of March, and then from March the 17th onwards she'll be exhibiting at the St John Street Gallery and Cafe in Ashbourne, a lovely exhibition entitled Woodlands and Riverbanks. So do get along and have a look at some of her wonderful work for yourself. To keep up with Ruth's news and dates of future exhibitions, go to her website, ruthgrayimages.net.